Hi.
Sam's not even here.
Yeah, we're trying this out. Oh, shit.
Sam is just slightly different orientation.
You're moving all
She's a vertical rectangle instead of a horizontal rectangle.
She's a trapezoid.
Close.
I'm going to try to restart my laptop because apparently it's not my internet connection specifically that's being a butt. So
all I know
maybe my laptop is just
is that we're here, and Sam has like 14 cameras open underneath of where we're at.
I'm trying.
Does anyone else struggle with saying the word rectangle?
Rectangle?
Rectangle.
Yeah. Rectangle. It's there's a few too many letters, I think. I think it's the fact that there's a T in there.
Rectangle?
I feel like it should just be rectangle. Like that rolls off the tongue a lot better, I think.
I don't think anything that starts with
sound good to say rectangle, but I think if we all got used to it, I think it could be like a net positive.
I think it's
Kelly, I fixed it.
Rectangle.
Or just call it a tangle.
I think I say it like I say the word wrecked, like get wrecked.
Oh, like rectangle.
Yeah.
Rectangle. You know what? Rectangle is easier than rectangle.
Yeah, but that might lead people astray and think that the angles are messed up when the angles in a rectangle are famously like really good.
No, see, but here's the thing. When you're Southern, you naturally drop the last sound anyway. So then when I don't actually say rectangle, it sounds like rectangle because I don't say the full word rect. So
yeah. Why is it easier to say rectangle than rectangle? Why?
I have a theory. So
go with your theory while I put the banner up.
Yeah. So my theory, I don't know who knows this. I was in speech therapy a lot as a kid because I couldn't say my words or letters. And one of the issues was a hard C, like in rectangle, and a T, like in rectangle. I would mix up those two sounds.
It's just Matt's nightmare.
Yeah, it's not a good word for me. I also couldn't do hard G, so the G, like in rectangle, not great. And so I think there's something there with like a hard C and a T sound being similar in the mouth. And so it's easy to like when they're back to back like that, it's a little unnatural with the old tongue and jaw.
Yeah, more than a little unnatural, just unnatural in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sam, stop searching for gold. Put your metal detector away.
We gotta pay for these streams somehow. If y'all don't hashtag give Sam money, she's going to have to treasure hunt on stream.
Or maybe
my sugar mama is not gonna pay. My sugar mama's not gonna pay for my StreamYard anymore. I gotta figure out that on my own.
She's not paying for her own StreamYard either. She's broke.
I do like that the sort of implication of like, oh, give Sam money's not working. Plan B is treasure hunting.
Yes.
When really plan A should have been treasure hunting.
No, exactly my point. You start at the same sort of org chart as a pirate. I'm double Sam.
There's no Matt. There's just two Sams.
What happened to me?
And
it's
one
like
Sam is frozen.
We've got a Freaky Friday stream.
Are we? Oh shit! I'm muted. Hold on.
Yay!
Okay, you're not. I can hear you.
Are we good? Can we hear me?
Yes.
Restarting. Turn it off and on again works so often.
Yay!
Okay. Hi. Hello, everyone. How are you?
It's been 6 minutes. We've had a great time.
It's been a memorable 6 minutes, I would say. We talked linguistics. I was Sam for a second.
Hi, everyone. Yes,
And you were frozen. You
And I
were
was
frozen,
frozen.
Sam.
I was frozen Sam
Yeah.
for a second.
Eating steak and mashed potatoes for dinner. Yeah, sorry
And then
about that,
if you
y'all.
will.
Normally, I am behind stage 30 to an hour early to like make sure everything's working, but I wanted to do my dishes. Last time I do my dishes pre-stream. Just never again.
I've made that mistake before as well.
Just as mine as yes.
You say it out loud, Kelly.
You say it out. Okay, so
Rectangle.
like there may be a lot of merit to like what Matt was saying with the way those sounds form in the mouth. See, for me, I'm dyslexic, so like my brain is just gonna rewire the words to make it easier for me to speak.
Yeah.
The consequence of that is also it picks and chooses words without my consent sometimes, and then I have to sit there and go, "But was that the word I meant?"
That's like my fake British accent. It just chooses which words to fake
Sure.
an accent on, and then the other ones, who knows?
This is why I love those videos where the guy like talks about accents and stuff, and like,
You're having a good time.
oh,
I love those videos.
They're so interesting to me, and like, I feel so connected to them because like that's stuff that I was semi-learning as a little kid, but I was just learning it so I could actually talk to people and be understood.
I just wanted to
not how to do a funny accent.
So like, as far as like my weekend, I basically had a 7, 8, 9, an 11-day weekend. So what happened was, last weekend was a 3-day weekend for the kids because MLK Day, which I streamed on. Totally forget that was the reason the children were home because we also had ice storms and Chris was home. Well, it was actually a legit snowstorm, which I'm from Tennessee, and I'm like, what do you mean the snow stayed past noon?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just ice slush on the roads. But CB actually flew in to visit for the week, right?
Oh, nice.
And so I was teasing her that she brought the ice storms. And because of the ice storms, the children and Chris were home like all week. Like the city just said nope. They're like, this is real snow and it's lasting longer than a day. We don't know what the fuck to do with this. So the city was like, never mind, we're not doing the things. So that was a fun time.
Everybody stay home.
Yes. And the children are now back in school and everything, and CB's back in her state. There was I was gonna say, CB was talking to me earlier, and she was like, she noticed that her accent has gotten thicker because like she was born in the South and lived there for the early parts of her life, and then they moved to the Northeast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like she was in the Southwest too, so she was like down she went the complete other side of the continent. But she said that she felt like being down here, that her accent got thicker. And I was like, nah, you just inherited my accent. And she was like, oh, at 21. I'm like, that's actually it's actually a genuine symptom of both dyslexia and ADHD. It's like echo something. Mm-hmm. And it's basically you hear other people speak and your brain automatically tries to start mimicking it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, it can make you feel like an asshole when you're talking to somebody with like a very foreign to you accent, and you're like, I swear I'm not trying to make fun of you. My brain is just doing a thing.
Yeah, I learned about that in college when I was doing my communication courses, and it'll happen in those instances too, as well as it can happen in an imbalanced power dynamic as well, which is why a lot of times you'll see extended family is in to visit, like grandparents maybe. And say the grandparents have an accent and the kid doesn't. The kid may start like speaking in that accent a little bit because of the power imbalance as well.
How dare! I don't want their accent.
Yeah, it's just like a natural thing of like if someone is like in charge of you, without even realizing.
That could
like,
in the grandparent to kid instance, that could also be because like children, that's how they learn to talk
Right.
and stuff, is by listening to their elders and people
Mhm.
around them. So
Yep.
Mimi spent the weekend recovering from COVID. We're
Ooh.
glad that you're getting better. How's your husband? I know he had gotten it. Is he doing better? Hey guys, I'm finally able to make it to a stream again. Sweet. I have small hiccups. I was eligible for COVID antiviral medication, and let me tell you, that iron and coppery taste that comes with it, yuck. That just reminds me of when I had to take iron supplements. No.
Iron is a flavor I really can't get behind. It's why, like, I eat most foods. Liver is something I can't do because of how irony it is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Kelly, there's like somebody a couple roads from us built a snowman, and the snowman was still alive like 2 days ago. And I'm
He
like,
lived.
what the fuck you mean he's alive? It's been a week. And like, none of the, mind you, none of the snow in the yard is there anymore, but that snowman stands. I'm like, Frosty going strong. Which I know why the snowman would survive longer. It's just still like, what?
Yeah.
Yo, so here in central North Carolina, a 1/4 inch of snow is the end of the fuck. I know, RP. So CB, who lives in Pennsylvania, right? We picked her up from the airport, which at first she and my Floridian husband, they were like, why do you want to leave to the airport at like 11 in the morning when her flight was actually delayed an hour? And I'm like, because of Nashville traffic. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you two? I'm the native. Like, why are you, like, I am the local here. Why are you questioning my judgment? It took Chris and me, this is normally a 45-minute drive. It took us an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. And like, so the Nashville airport used to have a cell phone waiting area in the airport, right? You just go park, don't have to pay parking. You just stay in your car, right? But apparently, now the last time I was at the Nashville airport was February 2023. In March 2023, they moved it outside the airport. So we didn't know that. So we were like trying to find it, and Chris is like literally driving through, because no, Tennessee does not know how to salt their roads, or and also I don't think there's a snow plow. Like, I think there may be one, maybe two snow plows in the city of Nashville. So we're driving through slush that's like this thick.
Yeah.
And we pick CB up and we're driving home, and CB's just like, why are the roads like this? She's like, where's the plow? And I'm like, I don't know if we own a plow. This happens like maybe once a year, and this is the worst one we've had in years. So
I've only had one
like,
snow this year so far.
You've only had one what?
One snow, and it was like 2 inches.
This is our second.
RP is also from Ohio. I had to walk a mile to school in 6 inches of snow in January.
Yeah.
Nah, the school was like, back roads are bad. Kids ain't going. Fuck it.
Our kids haven't been doing much school either, but
is that because of the weather?
Because it's been so cold.
Oh, they can't heat the schools.
They don't want them standing outside waiting for the bus in 0-degree weather.
Okay. Padge is from South Carolina and can attest this is true. I lived in Chicago for a while, and they do not care. There could be 3 feet and you're walking to school. My family's from Michigan. That's where I was born, and I was there till I was 4. So it's really funny when my mom, whom was born and raised in Michigan, she's less comfortable driving in the snow than I am. I'm like, just give me the car keys. I'll go. Like, I was trained for this.
I've lived in Ohio my whole life, and I hate driving in the snow and avoid it at all cost.
My mom's like, nope, I'm doing all my errands before then. When I go back to Miami, I pick up the Miami accent all over again. I hope you got milk. Oh my God, my husband and I were just going to a normal grocery run on Sunday, and like we were literally almost out of milk, and as we pull into the parking lot, my husband goes, "Son of a bitch, the milk and bread's gonna be gone." And I was like, and all the mac and cheese. There won't be a box left in the store.
Not a one.
Literally, you walked in the bread section. The Blue Bunny is there. Like, there's not a loaf of Blue Bunny missing, but none of the great value bread is there. It was gone. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. We should have bought it last week before they said there would be snow. We're 15 minutes in, so you two go ahead and do your intros, then I'll catch up on chat.
Cool. I am Matt Hollon. I'm a dark fantasy author editing my debut novel. I'm also the author of The White Harvester, which is a pirate short story featured in Sasha Black's The Rebel Diaries anthology. If you buy it, you get, The White Harvester as well as 12 other stories for free. So win-win. It's on Amazon and all those other fun book purchasing websites. And if you want to see more of me, you can follow me on Blue Sky, which I consistently forget exists until I'm on stream and Sam tags me on Blue Sky, and I'm like, holy shit, yeah, that thing. So a lot of good content there from me. You can follow me on Instagram, where I also don't post, and on TikTok, where I haven't posted in a while, but there are a decent amount of TikToks there. You know, I have a backlog that you could watch. And you can also find me here like at least once a month.
Some of my favorite TikToks are when Matt has the most from left field opinions in his stark deadpan. Or even mildly annoyed deadpan in his car. And so his tone is just that he is so angry and it's the end of the world. But it's just something super random or just
Something very mundane.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that caught me off guard, and I just sprayed whiskey on my face.
Well, it's good for your skin.
It very much isn't.
Remember earlier when I said you smelled bad? Now we know why.
Oh.
Jess?
Hello. My name is Jess. I'm from the Hexed Library, where I post reading, writing, book, and planner-related content sometimes. And, that's me. Dun, 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 dun.
She also recently, and I say recently as in this month, released a video that is 7 years on BookTube, which I'm looking forward to watching. I haven't watched it yet, but also in my defense, I was away from the internet for a week because I had a visitor, and then I had to recover from having a visitor.
That's so real.
I've been here for 7 whole years.
Recovering from having a visitor is so real.
Well, it's because we went out and we physically did more things than I usually do in a week, and so my migraines were like, "Bitch, no, you're not existing for the weekend.
You do not exist."
And I am writing Moms Beth El Nasset. This is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. I host live streams like these on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time till about 10 o'clock. And I'm every other Wednesday, which means this Wednesday, I do Whip Wednesdays now, where from 1 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, I stream and exclusively work on my whip. It's a much tighter ship on Whip Wednesdays. I stole Jess's timer playlist, which reminded me of what I actually used to do at the beginning of these, where we had break timers.
Oh my god, we did!
Yeah, I used to do break timers, and so I saw Jess doing them on one of her streams, and I'm like, oh, I could go back to that. And I'm like, but I don't want to on my Monday ones. And I'm like, but I could use that on the Wednesday one. So it's a good time. I get progress done. What's everybody working on tonight?
Editing.
I'll be working on Save Her Soul. Chapter 6. I get to draft again. Finally finished revising.
I'm gonna be eating food.
Oh no!
I have bagel bites.
I haven't had a bagel bite in forever. That sounds so good.
I randomly bought some the other day. So
okay,
that's what I'll be doing. After that, I don't know. sleeping.
Oh, also the Wednesday sprints are longer. It's like a hold on. I wrote out a couple like test schedules. The one I decided on was there's like a 5-minute greeting, and then we do a 45-minute sprint, and then 15 break, then 30 sprint, then 15 break, 30 sprint, 15 break, a 15-minute like final sprint, and then a 10-minute wrap up where we are like, this is how much we got done. So, Matt, your face, you were just like zoned out. You were like, that's a lot of numbers.
Well, what I was thinking of is actually every time I'm on a stream and like do my introduction, I'm like, I really need to nail down a title for this novel.
I mean, you're in the revision / editing phase. Yeah, you should have a title.
I have like a title. I have a working title, but it's one of those
No.
that I'm not like 100% sold on it, and I don't want to like say it to the public.
Well, DM it to me, and we can workshop titles if you want. I love titling things.
I conceptually love it, and then I start actually doing it, and I'm like, oh god, this sucks. I hate this.
Kelly said the same. I'm from Canada and bring on the snow. See, I love snow. Snow is like genuinely the only reason I think the cold should be allowed to exist. But like, I took the kids and the dogs outside while it was snowing, and normally during a snow day, I like play in the snow with the kids, and I'll like just flop down and do full on snow angel Sam. But like my head was like, bitch, if you even like touch the snow with anything more than the bottom of your foot, you will pay. And I was like,
every time it snows, I try. Well, not actually try, but I think about like, God, I wish I could shoot the weather.
So Matt is very much not a fan.
I hate snow with my whole heart.
It will snow all at once if I don't have to leave the house. But if I have to leave the house, I don't want the snow.
Even if I don't have to leave the house, I think, God, wish this was rain.
Mimi said with snow, yes, Colorado cares not for anything except for -40 winds, and even then people go outside.
You're gonna get a whooping. Get out.
COVID made him very lethargic. The winter's so great. I love not sweating. See, that's the thing. Just because it's winter doesn't.
Nope.
I get hot and cold flashes, so.
I'm gonna sweat regardless. The sweat's not going anywhere. I might as well be warm for it.
Hope you're both better soon. We had school shut down because it got down to like 20 degrees here, but schools in Ohio would not delay, let alone shut down unless it went below 0. Apparently, this has changed, RP.
A lot of times, at least for my neck of the state, I live more in like the ankle of the state. In my ankle of the state, a lot of times it'll be like the wind. Is there just like it's so windy and cold. No, these kids will get frostbite so fast.
But when I was a kid, it didn't matter.
No, when we were younger, they were like freeze.
So for me,
you lose a toe, builds character.
It didn't start until I was like in high school that they were like, okay, maybe it's too cold. But like I remember being like in 5th grade and they're like, oh, it's -30. Oh, why don't you go have some frozen tears about it?
Exactly.
Yeah. We learn our accent. No, not our accents specifically. That's how we first learn to start speaking. We learn our accents and everything by imitating the sounds that we hear. But we start, that's why like words like mama or papa or stuff that like has really big mouth movements, that's why those are the first words that kids learn. But our actual accents are very audio oriented, because like a lot of the accent comes from the way the inside of your mouth works, not the outside. So we learn to like imitate those sounds. Look here. So yeah. Well, that just blew my mind.
There were so many things we talked about, Patrick. I would like to know what blew your mind. This is basically like driving through LA, so I totally got leaving an hour early. That name again is Mr. Plow. In the Rocky Mountains, homeowners plow their own driveways and roads. There are times when people have to be helicoptered to the hospital. It's wild here. I will say we saw like one person with a plow, and I went, oh, I'm like, I guess the city does own a plow. And I'm like, or not. Because
Raja,
that could just be somebody. Because
you're gonna get a whooping.
Because yeah, here it's very common for like citizens to handle things before they wait for the city. Our 300 just did. I haven't written today, but I figured out that my block has to do with transitions in chapter 2, so I will write out scenes without transitions, and we'll figure that out later.
I feel the same way about transitions as I do snow.
If you listen to Fox, that's pretty much how I wrote my first my first 3 chapters. So bad. In chapter 3, he was like a transition anywhere, please. And I was like, I messaged him all sad, and I'm like, Fox, I was trying to transition. I had just been so out of practice with transitions. He was like, there are no transitions.
Honestly,
anywhere.
I think it should be okay in novels to be like, anyway, ... and that counts as a scene transition.
Let me tell you, after listening to a lot of novels and stuff recently, I have an idea for a writing style for the next flash fiction free for all. I'm excited about it. Matt, did you see the Flash Fiction Free for All guest edition?
No, I didn't.
I fooled Fox. He didn't know which one was mine because I wrote in first person.
Oh, wow! I could
just
never.
Felt like it that day. I'll be publishing a YouTube video today and possibly editing my whip. Awesome. I'm going to try to speed through these so that we can get started before it hits 30.
I could maybe
also
document.
I got about a bazillion. I misread that as Brazilian. About a bazillion pages of my whip's first draft edited yesterday, which is what I will continue tonight. Awesome. Also got my power turned over the weekend. My entire neighborhood lost electricity on Thursday. Oh, it got turned back on. Awesome. I'm glad it came back. Hello, Calico. You can use the first letter of the working title, like Project DE, or you can temporarily call it after your main character. It means you'll be able to do a promotion for the title reveal later on.
Oh,
this is true.
That's smart.
I'm not really partial to snow, but also snow is so much better than rain in the winter. In the winter specifically, yes. Because we get black ice.
Counterpoint. Winter rain is like
no counterpoints. I only got a minute. In the UK, we just need a small dusting and the whole country screeches to a stop. Fair. No problem. Fun fact, most cities don't own a lot of plows. Most larger cities will just hire companies to plow roads, at least here where I'm from. Yeah, the company would go out of business. We get one snowstorm a year. Unless it's just like a small homeowner who just does it on the side, which I think might be what happens.
He goes, that'll be $200,000.
Yes, anyway, ... That's how we do it in life. Or someone just starts talking about something else with no segue whatsoever. Perfectly acceptable. I see no issues here. I've read some books from first-person perspective where the character will start rambling about something, and then they'll be like, so anyway, basically that energy, and I'm like, this is amazing. Like, let me tell you, reading a lot of middle grade and YA, I'm like, they really just be doing what the fuck ever they want in this narrative, and I want to bring that energy to adult fiction. I want adult fiction to be able to take itself so not seriously.
Mm-hmm. We don't have time to get into that since we're trying to jump into.
I know. I was looking for a banner, but I couldn't find it.
Like. So. I could,
3, 2, 1, go.
Talk about that topic.
And we're back. Right as the sprint started, my husband brought me food.
What kind of food?
Captain D's. Because he goes to the gym on Mondays. And that's like where a lot of the food places are. So he like messaged me. He's like, "Hey, do you want Captain D's?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah. Give me a big fish sandwich." And then I remembered that people had been talking in my server earlier, and like the last thing I saw was something about like people use two people use the same like reference photo on their Pinterest boards or something for their male leads. And so they were discussing how good looking he is. And then I clicked on Discord earlier, and in the middle of the conversation, there was something about the book Lolita. And I was like, what? Hold on. How did we get here? I am curious and concerned. So I started reading through that.
No, go lay down. Go lay down.
Yes, I'm going to read. I don't want to lay down.
Go lay down.
Girl, this is my channel.
If you tell me to lay down again, I probably will. That sounds lovely.
First off, I can still kick you out, even if it is your channel. So, nah.
Only until our divorce on which we gotta talk about what we're gonna do about the Storytellers Hearth after that, Jess.
Your divorce?
Yeah, we're getting divorced.
Mine and Jess, we're getting divorced. Okay, well, I guess it's fine for the world to know. Jess was my sugar mama with StreamYard. She's just been letting me piggyback off her so that it was easier for us to do the Storytellers Hearth.
Mm-hmm.
But now she's leaving me for another sugar mama / daddy. I don't know the identity. So we're getting divorced in March.
Drama in the sugar family.
Sugar family.
But yeah.
We just won't both be able to control it.
I guess we could take turns controlling it because we can add the channel to both our StreamYards.
Yeah. We just have to take turns who's in charge.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm trying to save my cat.
That's fine. Save your cat. How did everybody do and what did you work on? I'm trying to find the thing.
Well, I did some title workshopping and edited like half a page.
I just now read your last comment. Because I was reading through the other.
Yeah.
Thing. I ate pizza bagels and let the dogs in and took my medication and worked on my planner.
Awesome. Also, Mimi wanted to support you talking about the thing after the sprint, Matt, and I had to inform her that you were just being a butt because I like that you don't even try to deny it. You were just like,
Oh.
I want to learn how to make ramen broth. Ooh,
I've done that before. It is really, really time consuming.
Yeah, that was my fault. Sorry. You're fine. No, wait, Mimi mentioned Lolita. I mentioned Mein Kampf. We were talking / joking about problematic books. To be fair, Lolita in and of itself isn't, at least I wouldn't qualify it as problematic because the purpose of the author was to like, what's the word I'm looking for? To be like, this is bad. Like, this is creepy. Lolita is a book about, I'm trying to figure out the best way to say it without on stream. Okay, so the book is basically about this guy who marries a woman for her daughter, and he's very creepy toward her daughter. And the reason that the guy wrote it was to basically be like, this is really creepy and bad, right? Mm-hmm. He was trying to say that this is terrible. Whoever made the movie didn't get that memo, and so the movie actually sexualizes the little girl a lot and kind of like more treats the narrative as if the guy is not necessarily in the wrong. It's weird, but yeah, the author is actually he was very upset by this. He was so upset. He was like, no. But yeah, so the term Lolita now refers to like media that well, it depends, like, because there's goth Lolita is a fashion, and then there's fashion Lolita. But generally, Lolita, like media and stuff, is more like creepy things with little girls. So in anime and stuff, they're called lolis. So, but yeah, and then I just. I was like, I need to see what's going on in my server now. What did y'all do while I was doing dishes? I'll never do my dishes again. The world goes to hell in a handbasket.
It's a sign.
The world fell apart while I was doing dishes.
Don't do dishes.
I didn't even get all the dishes done because like the children had taken advantage of me not being the one that put them to bed for a week and did not bring their dishes downstairs. So there's just like stacks of cups. They're empty cups, mind you, but it's just like stacks of cups.
No, that's fair though. Like I'll still do that sometimes where like I have like 4 cups on my desk and it's like, oh yeah, I should probably wash those.
I know, I do that too, which is why I'm trying to get me and the kids into a habit of before bed, like part of their bedtime routine is that they like take their food, trash, and dishes downstairs and then brush their teeth. And then like I'm trying to, you know, give them better habits than I myself have. So I'm not like super mad about it. It's just now there's a lot of cups.
That just kind of awakened a memory in me, which was for a while there as a kid, I was not allowed to eat in my room. And then one day I was just like, hey, mom and dad, so I'm not allowed to eat in my room. This sort of begs the question, why do I have a trash can in my room? Because what other trash would I produce?
Paper?
Right, but like I never really had paper. Like
my children produce a lot of trash, Matt, let me tell you.
And
they use their trash cans and then some.
So like I'm just like, if not for like food wrappers and stuff, why do I even have a trash can? And they just were like, I guess you can eat in your room.
No, they're not allowed food trash in their room. Food trash has to come downstairs because that's the trash can that gets changed out the most.
Yeah.
RP got 5 pages edited and finished eating dinner. Nice. Mimi got stuck in a cycle of finding music for my writing. So did I write? No.
But that's arguably even more important.
At least for those of us who are musically oriented. Calico is done writing the opening of my first fanfic. Yay, I should properly write my actual novel, but it's 2 a.m. and it's time for brain melt. Look, that's fine. You work on your fanfic during my Monday streams and then come to my Whip Wednesdays and work on your novels.
There you go.
Calico, did you even work on your original work? I did. I wrote a whole scene. Nice. Me neither about Lolita. I was going to make that point in the Discord, and then I was like, nah, not worth my trouble. I don't consider it problematic either, to clarify. Well, to clarify, like, currently I don't consider it problematic. I haven't read the novel itself, so I don't know for sure. But, like, I read up a lot on the guy, and, like, because I wanted to know the origin of the term. So it was really in my research for the origin of the term that I learned all of this. But I did read like sections of it because like a lot of the things I would read would put excerpts and stuff. And I was like, oh, so from what I have read of the book, I'm like, no, he was very much given this is not the vibe. I think she like escapes, if I remember right, she does escape from her stepfather. So, but I don't remember how the story ends. The author made the MC as unlikable and creepy as possible. The movie kind of ruined that. Yeah, because like Hollywood just didn't get the memo, or they just didn't care.
Media literacy in the ground.
Whoever made the Lolita movie, yeah, that was the or didn't care part. Just saw that you wrote an original scene fanfic. Yay! Tissue is the most common reason I use my bedroom trash can.
Fair.
I went to a lot of different places with that because of what we've been discussing, and I was like, I saw tissue, and I'm like, where is this going? Close to done with this editing pass, and also ate a fair amount of Maz. So sorry, my brain did a thing because I didn't see whose comment it was, and I have a friend that's their husband's name, so. I read the
This
novel.
conversation is getting really weird.
I read
that's
the novel,
really funny.
and Humbert is just as disturbing, and you learn not to trust anything he says. Is his name legitimately Humbert? Someone's parents hated them. I think it was Humbert. I mean, I'm gonna Google that.
I'm sitting here, like, you have the pause, and I'm just like, oh, maybe she's never seen that before. Yeah, it's like short for mozzarella, and you're just sitting here completely not, that's not the issue.
My brain was rewiring. I was like, who is speaking? Oh, that's Moz is in mozzarella, not Moz is in the name Moz. So, like, my brain had to do the whole thing. You know what's really funny is while CB was here, she bought we together bought a big thing of Bailey's Irish cream.
Delicious.
Which goes really good in cocoa. And this is cocoa. Well, this is like the rest of my cocoa from yesterday with Bailey's. I haven't started drinking it yet, though. So this is just my normal brain. No, I did not eat your friend's husband, but I understand why that would give you pause. The main character in Lolita's name.
I'm going home.
My friend. Yeah, his name is Humbert.
Humbert.
The protagonist in a is a French literature professor who moves to New England and writes under the pseudonym Humbert.
Calico's got it in chat.
That's the pseudo. Yeah. His name is John Ray, but he uses Humbert as a pseudonym.
Yeah.
Of all the pseudonyms you could have chosen, it went Humbert. At that point, why not just go by Humbert, and just leave it at that?
Or Humbert.
I will say the author has
Weird.
I think the author's name is super cool. It's Vladimir Nabokov.
Yeah. No, I'm on board with that.
And then again, anytime like a last name ends in like Kov, I'm like, oh, this name's gonna be good. Like all Kov names sound interesting to me. Nabokov liked to be playful on purpose. I really enjoy watching Matt laugh at that. Matt is just sitting there enjoying all the things I'm not saying. Whereas just has that face like, that's my friend. Yep. That's what her face says to me.
Yay.
Yeah, I remember from the excerpts I read, I enjoyed the writing and everything. I just have not had drive or opportunity to read the full thing.
Sometimes I'll see like really good prose and it'll just kind of piss me off a little bit.
Is it because you're upset you can't write those prose?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like
I kind of feel that because sometimes I'll see a phrase or something and it's described in a way that I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Or like, oh, that's pretty, but now I'll never be able to describe it that way because I feel like I'll be stealing.
Because like I'm not one for like overly like gorgeous prose, like that's just not really my vibe. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I will see some prose and it's so beautiful, and I'm just like,
I hate you.
Yeah, like screw you, man. Like
I hate that that's your vibe.
Why do you have to go so hard, right? Like why? Whatever. And I'm just like. I'm going home.
Giving up in that tone.
Yeah, like, get out of here, man.
Feeling inadequate, Matt.
Yeah.
100%. I'm with Matt on this one.
The feral acceptance you had in your case. You're like 100% inadequate.
Right.
Fight
Like,
me. I read it in university for men behaving badly class, and I think it was the only book I liked that class. One of the other books was American Psycho, and I couldn't stomach it. I feel the same about beautiful prose, easy ways to make you feel inadequate. I don't know that it makes me feel inadequate, but it does make me feel the same way that seeing like super femme ladies with all of their like skincare and then their really nicely done makeup every day, where I'm just like, I wish that could be my life. It never will, because that's just not who I am.
like it's not one of those things where I go like, oh, I'm a bad writer. Like, it isn't a case of that, but it is a case of like, I do wish my prose was better.
We become that trope in fiction where it's like, do I want to be with you or do I want to be you?
There is that.
It's like, do I want to read your prose or do I want to write it?
It's an interesting case
Just
of
also-
like, I don't put myself down. I just go, oh, what are you doing so high? Try hard over here climbing ladders.
He just enviously complimented. It's he hatefully compliments.
Yeah, exactly.
Resentfully acknowledges their
Yes.
skill.
I hate you.
Basically, I'm out here living on the 4th floor, and I
You're
see
like,
someone living on the 7th floor, and I'm just like, freaking jackass up there on the 7th floor. What's he trying to prove?
It's like, I hate how amazing this person is.
Yeah.
To fall off a cliff.
You get it.
It's harsh, but I'll take it.
It sounds like the way me and my sister talk to each other. Because when we lived together, sometimes, like, if she was in the living room and I would just walk by her and be like, hey, your face. And she'd be like, what about my face? And I'm like, it looks good.
Look,
she'd be like, okay.
I don't think I'm out of line to say anyone that's better than me at anything, it's because they're trying too hard at it.
How much more angry would you be if they just weren't trying?
Yeah, they're just like, oh, I just whipped this up. I'd just be like, I'm out of here.
That's like, fuck you.
And the house you rode in on.
Did you say the house you rode in on?
Yeah, like Dorothy.
Oh.
She did ride in on a house.
She did.
Not the best driver
learned
of said house. She did kill a pedestrian.
So I knew a lot about the making of the Wizard of Oz and stuff, but like I did just recently learn that the suit that the lion wore was actual lion skin.
Mm-hmm.
From what I know of the making of that movie, that's like the 5th most surprising thing of the making of that movie.
I then started reading like the comments and stuff, and because I like to see like people's discourse, and then I fact checked it. But yeah, so I was reading it, and a lot of people were basically just like, "That's not even the." I mean, honestly, with the making of that movie, that's not even weird. That's like the most normal thing. They're like the snow, asbestos.
Yeah, the asbestos. Like with the making of that movie, you could have told me like, yeah, that was actually a lion man hybrid. I'd be like, yeah, that freaking tracks. That circus of a set.
It's like, yeah, they wanted it to be real authentic, so they, they did what they had to do.
Yeah, they wanted the scarecrow to not have a brain, so they just killed him.
They lobotomized him.
Yeah.
That makes sense, actually.
Wizard of Oz is the craziest thing that ever happened.
I mean, not that I'm condoning skinning a lion, But to be fair, at the time, they probably didn't have like the ability to make a realistic faux lion skin.
Yeah. No, it's like it's one of those things where I'm not looking at it through a modern lens. I was just like, it was a thing I didn't know.
Right.
And it really is the most normal thing.
But like, I
have
never
happened on that
expected it
set.
to have been fake because I've always looked at it from the lens of, I doubt they had the ability to make that fake.
What's even more tragic is that they skinned a scarecrow for the scarecrow.
Well, and they like painted the Tin Man with actual like mercury aluminum paint, and he ended up in the hospital, and they had to like get a second guy to do the actor they picked is not even the actor who was in the movie because the first guy like ended up in the hospital.
Hearing about the making of the Wizard of Oz is like hearing about like Renaissance medicine.
Yeah,
it's like
pretty much.
Where was your head at, man?
It's
Leeches,
just they didn't know.
Like,
and, well, see, here's the thing too. It's like the reason that they that he ended up in the hospital and that they recast wasn't even because anyone my mind just went by. It wasn't because they were like, oh well, this paint is bad for people in general. It was, oh, this specific man had an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
So they just didn't know, and that's what they had at the time. So that's why, like I said, I'm not judging it. It's just I will, however, judge that like the Wicked Witch of the West, she got like severely burned on her hands, and the director like ripped her glove off and was like, looks fine to me. That I will judge because that's shitty.
Yeah.
So
took part of her skin off with the gloves. Those look fine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to double check to make sure all my changes saved on my document, and my thing is all like, we meet an unrecoverable problem.
They just released the behind the scenes footage of Wizard of Oz as Saw 12.
Somebody else made that joke. Look, in the comments, they were like, the making of the Wizard of Oz was really just Saw.
This is what happens when I don't bring up the pop-up chat. I plagiarized them.
No, I mean someone in the comments of the thing, because like I saw it on one of those like info things, which, you know, those info things, always fact check them, because some people just make shit up like out of nowhere. But say the Wicked
You don't
Witch
have to hit the pop-up chat. The chat should be over there for you, kid.
Are you on private chat? Is that why you can't see it?
There's one that says private chat, and then if you click the other one, it's the chat.
This whole time, I've been able to do that and had no idea.
How long have you
It's been that way for about a year.
Well, I haven't known about it any of that year. The more you know. I click join the chat. Oh my god.
You can chat from the chat.
Yeah, what a time to be alive.
Raja, do you want to go to Matt's house and show him how to work StreamYard?
Please.
Yes. I might have to type from my laptop during the sprint because my desktop's all like, we'll open your documents, but we can't back anything up right now. And I'm like, why? You know what? That's fine. I don't need you to. That's what I have Dropbox for.
Good kitty. Yeah. I know that mean dog's over there, isn't she?
What's the mean dog?
There comes the other one. Yeah, the other doggo's coming. You're gonna get in trouble. I think they both left. I think they left together. I think we're okay now. She's like the most active tail. It's like when you see like the wild cats in the wild, like the cheetahs and stuff, and their tails are always flipping.
Yeah.
Always. Her tail just flicks all the time, constant.
Chris and I were discussing big cats and stuff for no particular reason that has to do with my whip. And I think he was asking like what certain characters were, and he said something. Oh, we were talking about like favorite animals and like apex predators and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, no, my favorite animal is technically an apex predator, but they're like one of the worst apex predators. Would not, in fact, win a fight against other apex predators.
What are you doing?
Poor things are going extinct because, if I remember correctly, always fact check me too. If I remember correctly, they're actually one of the reasons they're on the endangered species list is because their prey has evolved, but they have not. So, poor little things. It's okay. They
what animal?
Cheetah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I was like, you should know. It's one of your favorites.
I figured it would be cheetah. Yeah. Oh.
Matt, I have been able to put Chirpy in so many more scenes now.
Good. He deserves each and every one of them.
He's in so many of them, and he's adorable. He's also like now Moxie's childhood friend.
Oh.
Yeah, in his phone, because I had to write out a conversation where they text, so I had to have her name. He calls her Malili. Because her actual name isn't Moxie, it's Melina.
Yeah.
But so in his phone, it's Malili. I was like, this shit's adorable. As we keep going on.
My little anxious angel.
He's a brave, anxious angel, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, literally, I've had like 2 characters now, I think, go to put their arms on him and almost knock him over, and they have to catch him. Because he's so small compared to the rest of them.
Gotta love it.
Rochelle, the human character, she's like couldn't figure out why he was named Chirpy because she was just like at different points she hyper focuses on this. She's like, why is his name Chirpy? Is he a bird? Wait, but he had fur. And so she like can't figure it out. And she's like, is it rude to ask?
Like everyone's having a conversation about the plot, and she's just like,
She's like, should I ask? Is that etiquette? Oh, I don't know etiquette with shifters. And at some point, he just goes, my name is Mur. like I have a real name.
Has like a cork board, and it's just like, what could it mean?
What could it mean? I require the next chapter. I want to know that. Oh yeah, Calico is now in one of my critique partners. And look, I have to finish reading the chat in Discord, and then I just opened chapter 6. So I don't know how much more of the outline I have because it's been a month since I've looked at this. What are we doing? But I have something that I've been doing with my word program is I have the word outline, and then I like added comment to the outline, and then the outline is just like in the review comment. I know fancier programs like Scrivenger and others will just let you do that by the self, but this is the hell of my own making. But yeah, after I finish chapter 6, then I'll go through and, I got to revise chapter 6, and then I will revise 4, 5, and 6, and then it goes out to my critique partners. So, Jess, will you be with us after the end of this sprint?
No.
When are you going? Okay. So everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jess,
I have to go to work like an hour in the morning.
I know.
Hour early.
I'm sorry.
Because we're supposed to get ice stormies. But only for it's supposed to ice for the first hour I'm at work, and then it's going to be 40 degrees. So it won't actually exist after I get there.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go early, then I don't have to deal with any of it. So I'll be around for a little bit, but I will not be back when we get back from the sprint.
Okay. I'll have to, I think, redo this setup when you're gone.
Or I can just leave now so you can fix it.
No, I don't want to fix it right now. I need to do things.
Okay.
I can see a new person picking up Chirpy and everyone be like, bitch, that's our Cheetah. That's just, this new fighter comes in who's like, tries to bully Chirpy around, and then just this wall of muscle appears behind them, behind Chirpy. Chirpy's just like, water? But, alright, let's do it to it if I can find the thing. Matt, count us down.
Sure. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're back. So I caught up in my server, and then I started reading, and I was like, I'll just pick a random spot to start on this page to start reading. And it was like, and you promise you're not involved? You're not just seducing me for my soul? And I'm like, what? Like, I don't remember.
For my what?
Seducing who for what?
Let's see how many pages I edited. I don't know off the top of my head. Two pages.
I had to send my husband a request real quick.
Ah.
Got distracted by the phone, but I still got 3 pages edited. Nice.
The phone be like that.
I look forward to maybe drafting next sprint.
Ooh, nice.
Because I just have to read this and write a transition.
Just say anyway, ... It's easy.
This says they leave. My outline says they leave through a back exit, and I'm like, that's the transition. They leave through a back exit. Scene break.
Someone just says a back exit. Let's get out of here. Scene break.
I got distracted by Discord. I guess I'm not writing today. We got one more sprint, Mimi. We can do this. I got ready for bed, did some research on Norse culture, and now I have a cat in my arms. And Sam, you can seduce me for my soul anytime you want.
Aww.
Fair enough. I'll keep that in mind when I run low on souls. Got a few more chapters of proofing, a little mind-numbing, but progress nonetheless. Yeah, proofing. I can't proof. Whenever my friends are like, can anybody like proofread this for me? I'm like, not I.
No, I cannot.
Not unless you want potentially more mistakes than before. Nice. I love drafting, editing not so much. I genuinely love every part of the process. I like to draft it, and then I like to go back and improve it. I take that back. The only part I don't like is waiting for other people's feedback. Because I don't like not being able to continue.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Then I get other people's feedback, and the first thing I do is like look through all of their comments, and then I'll message and I'll be like, hey, so about this thing or that thing. But I don't like message them about anything I agree on, because I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right.
Right? That was like kind of something I have to remind myself to do, but as a critique partner is like point out because like in my head I'm just like, why do you need to point out the positives? If I don't point it out, that means it's good. So we can keep going.
That's not how it works.
I know.
That's fine. You've never seemed to have issue doing that when you critiqued all that glitter. So.
It's one of those I have to like mentally like tell myself, be like, point out good things too. Don't just assume that they know a lack of comment means good.
That's fair. I will never forget your and Fox's mutual outrage that I just added in one line of dialogue where Eric's like, I am a merfolk. You were so mad about me doing that.
Yeah, we're just like, let them be confused. They deserve
I
it.
was like, no. It fixes so much of the issue. Exit pursued by a bear as a scene shift. No, she already beat the bear. Oh, wait. Does the bear come back? Somebody comes back. So the bear might come back. I have to read the sentences backwards to catch everything, and I still miss stuff. I'm dyslexic, so I read them backwards anyway. So I can't prove. Like, I can do a read through and tell you if like anything sticks out, but like we're not counting on me to prove. We're both just acknowledging I am going to be of very little help if you want me to do this. I love editing, drafting not so much. Drafting makes me feel like I suck. Editing is self-love. That's kind of cute. Like the revision / editing is self-love. That part is the cute part. Point out the good things tells people what to keep.
Oh yeah. It's super important.
Yeah, Matt, you gotta point out things if you don't want people like me and Mimi when we're like, oh, well, this part's not working. Choink.
No, like
I'll think twice.
It's very important. It's just one of my flaws as a critique partner.
It's okay. I do the same thing sometimes. So, and what to keep doing in your work. It's so easy to extinguish a good quality in your work because no one let you know it was good. Literally 1 minute ago, I got a thought for a new story idea, and I feel like I'm going to spend the next few hours workshopping that idea. Ooh, fun. I get irritated when people read my stuff and they're like, yeah, I like it. And OCC, like, what should I change? What should I keep? What didn't you like? I need
It's one of those things where it's like if I send something to someone and they don't give me a single thing where they were like, or I didn't really like that, or I think this should change, I'm just like, how dare?
If I'm just asking a friend to read it, then I don't expect like a ton of comments, but I will hit I will immediately become a detective in a 1920s movie and just pull the light out. So what'd you think of this character? What'd you think of that one? What about this scene? I am literally giving them like my beta questions. I'm like, you didn't have anything to say? You're about to have things to say. Like, we're gonna find something to say. I need to know. Did it suck? Is it good? Like, it's kind of funny. Whenever I send Fox something, one of the first things he always says back is, "What do you want from me?" Like, what kind of feedback are you looking for? And I'm like, this is why we're perfect.
Yeah, I'm very much
a better best friend.
Like, grab them by the shirt and slam them into a wall and just go, tell me what was wrong.
Sometimes I'm like, just tell me it didn't suck. And I'll be like, okay, it didn't suck. And I'm like, okay, good. And then other times I'll be like, well, what do you think of this character? He's like, I've had a page. I don't have thoughts on that character. Or inversely, I asked him what he thought of Rochelle in chapter 1. And he gave me like these 3 very in-depth paragraphs. And I was like, good. That's what I wanted you to get. So I feel like they're just saying I like it, not to be mean because it sucks. If it sucks, please tell me. I feel that. Because I'm like, if you like it, what do you like about it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, did you like this character? Did you not like this character? I don't care if you tell me it sucks. I just need to know. It's like I have a beta reader who's on my beta reader list. And for one of my stories, like, because my final question of all my beta reader questionnaires is always like, well, the first one is, did you like it? Because if they liked it and if they don't like it, both of these are going to color their opinions one way or another.
Right.
People who like something tend to be more forgiving about it, and people who don't like something tend to be more critical. So this is important to know when you're looking at feedback, right? Not everybody's like that, but there's enough people like that we need to know. And like, also, just because they're more critical doesn't mean they're wrong.
Right.
Just to keep that in mind too. But like, I had somebody who they were like, I didn't really like this piece. And I was like, okay, that's no problem. But my question 10, which was, would you beta read for me again? And they're like, yeah, I didn't like this piece, but I really like your style. So I would love to beta read for you again. And let me tell you, I did not give a fuck that they didn't like that piece. I was like, oh. You still had to read for me, even though you didn't like the story. That's an even bigger compliment than if you did like the story.
Yeah.
So, what I do is react a lot. I react to things. I let them know if I laugh. I let them know if I felt sad, etc. Oh yeah, if you're gonna make me feel an emotion, you're getting a comment or 5.
So, yeah, that's kind of what
because with my critiquing, because I get into an analytical mindset, I don't tend to emote as much as I do when I'm just reading. Like, I don't know if you've ever experienced me reading something with you around, but bruh, I become so animated. Well, you've seen me like talk about the webtoons and stuff I read, so you know. But like when I'm critiquing, I'm a completely different robot.
Yeah.
So like if I'm critiquing and you make me feel emotions while I'm critiquing, you're gonna fucking know those emotions. So
it's why. So I've started when I critique, I'll do 2 reads. The first one is I turn on analytical, like editing brain.
it's the Virgo.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, and that's when I start the whole like, yeah, of course it's good. I didn't say anything. Here's all of the flaws, and then I go back and read again, and I turn on sort of like beta reader mind, and I'm like, okay, now I'm just gonna read this, and it's just like, oh, that's so fun. I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, and then that's when I can start doing that.
Maybe if you also look at it like in your analytical mind, like because we're trying to help them improve. So it's like when we read a thing, you could be like, "Oh, this was done very well. Do more of this."
Yeah.
So maybe because that's what helped me remember. That's what helps me remember that.
Yeah, like I have to get into like teacher mode of like, here are improvements.
Also,
and here's an example.
Also, like sometimes when I see a sentence and I'm like, oh, this sentence doesn't really work for XYZ, but then like a paragraph or so later, I see a sentence that really does work, and I'm like, oh, this is an example of the thing I said to do.
Yeah.
It's right here. This is how you do it. Because I know when I get feedback, that's the kind of stuff I want to know.
It's also really helpful when you have a situation like that, I feel like, because then you can also sort of I feel like it's very encouraging to sort of get that, because it shows also like, obviously, like, you know how to do this. I'm not asking you to do something you don't know.
It's
how
like,
to do.
Okay, this I just didn't do it well enough there.
And I feel like that's very encouraging feedback.
This is why I love you. For Mimi's feedback. Your work does not suck. You should hear the way I speak about manuscripts that I don't get. She is so judgy. Like, I will not lie. I don't say I realize how I sounded saying that, but like, yeah, Mimi does not hold back.
Hey, I'm on the stream. Judgy is a compliment.
Like, we're Virgos. If you're judgy, that means you're discerning and we like you.
Yeah. Oh, you're judgy. You mean you're smart? Is that what I'm getting out of this?
You're judgy, so you have taste. You have standards. Okay. We like such mean girls, and neither of us feel bad about it. I'm going to be looking for beta readers in the next couple of months, and I'm kind of dreading it, but I know it's necessary. It needs to be done. For what it's worth, I love the beta reader process. I do. I know a lot of people dread the beta reader process for one reason or another. The only reason I don't like it is waiting. As we established, I just don't like waiting. But I thoroughly enjoy seeing beta reader feedback. Even if when I get the feedback, I'm kind of like, I'm just, I write for the readers, and they're helping me write for them better. Yeah, that's high praise. I would be all over that. If they like how you write, even if they didn't like the piece. I know. It's also a piece that it's not for her. So it's not a piece that's in my normal wheelhouse of writing anyway. So I'm just like, fine. Squeezes you. Mimi's about to die. Calico, no, death by snuggle. I guess I'm a very emotional reader, even when analyzing, which is true. Which is fair and true. Some people's are. Like I said, Matt and I, we're Virgos.
Very easy to get into analytical.
See, you're a Cancer Virgo. That's why you're emotionally analytical. I don't know what my moon is. I think I'm a fish, though.
What is my moon? I think my moon is a Sagittarius. I know my rising is a Gemini.
I don't know. I have a better app than the one we were using, though.
Really?
Yeah. I gotta remember what it was called. Because, like, I put in the exact same information into CoStar and into the new app, and the new app gave me a different thingy.
Oh.
Where did it go? And I felt that one a bit better.
Gemini is my rising, which I do think makes a lot of sense for me, to be honest. And then no, like it's one of
Mimi,
those
what's
things.
the app that we were using? I can't find it.
And then yeah, Sagittarius is in fact my moon, which I think also tracks.
Is it time passages? I don't think that's it. Oh, it is. The app
Cafe
is time
Astrology.
passages. No, that was the site, but the
Ah.
app is also accurate. Does have to find me. I don't want my current chart. I just want my regular chart. I can't. There it is. So simple. Yeah, my sun's in Virgo, my moon is in Capricorn. And what's my rising? I knew how to read this the other day, and now I don't know anymore.
What's moon supposed to represent again? Because I know like sun is like who you are essentially.
Oh,
rising
Virgo rising.
Virgo rising.
So I'm a Virgo, Capricorn, Virgo, and I was like, no, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, like
than being because like co-star co-star said my rising was Libra.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an indecisive bone in my body.
Yeah, like rising.
Which I know there's more to Libras. I'm raising a Libra, but like, look, me and Libra beef a lot over the indecision. It takes a lot of patience.
Rising is like how you present yourself, right? And then
yes.
And then what is moon? I don't remember what the moon is supposed to represent.
I'm trying to remember. Mimi, Tina, if you're in chat.
What is the moon? What does
General
it do?
Terms. I'm seeing if the
astrology is one of the things I find interesting, but never actually like spend any amount of time on. So I don't remember what any of the like finer terms mean.
There's a section called Learn, and so I'm trying to see if it has the definitions there, but I'm gonna just Google it while I wait.
What do moons do? Oh, I could have just looked at where I already was. The moon rules your emotions, moods, and feelings. Interesting.
So Capricorn is mine. That explains things. For reference, CB and Steeg are Capricorns.
Yep. And then I am a Sagittarius in my moon.
That also explains things. Sagittariuses are very whimsical.
Mm-hmm.
They're very. How much do you know about my youngest? She is the poster child for Sagittarius. But yeah, me being like both a Virgo and then also with my rising, so presenting as a Virgo makes sense.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh yeah. Mimi said, moon is your emotional state, what goes on in an inner state of mind. With moon in Virgo, I am overcritical of myself, which is true. Sagittarius are optimistic and have a happy disposition, at least from the ones I know. They're also very like, it is not difficult for Sagittarius to cut and go. Once they're done, they're done. They don't. There's no lingering attachment. So I'm going to probably adjust the details to make it not so dark fantasy, but we'll see. Wait. Oh, the plot was up here. I missed it. Okay. It's sort of dark. Evil organization takes orphans and uses magic to train them and turn them into shifters. Only one shifter per a specific list of animals. As for the plot, one of the shifter kids, now teen, escapes and vows to destroy them as a revenge story while falling in love and gaining friends. Hopefully I can write it well. It kind of reminds me of a mix between like Animorphs and Werehunters. by Sherilyn Kenyon. So I don't remember who wrote Animorphs.
All I remember are the covers. I never actually read them.
And then, oh, Bella had said, I'm going to adjust the details to make it not so dark fantasy, but we'll see. Well, I am very interested in it. Most I know about astrology is that I'm an Aquarius. Once you guys start doing moons and suns and rising stuff, we'll go to Cafe. Hold on. Where is it? Go to Cafe Astrology, put in your birth stuffs, and then now you'll know. Well, at least you'll be able to say, this is my stuff. Sagittarius. Oh, wait, we read that. By we, I mean me. Excuse me. But yes, Matt, if you want to download another app for just to have your chart on hand.
Yeah.
It
doesn't come up very often.
That's the main reason I have it, so I can have because I wanted my chart on hand.
Yeah.
Tina recommends this. Which Astro Cafe Astrology has been around since before I've had children.
Oh wow.
Because that was the first place I got my birth chart.
They're the OGs.
Mm-hmm. And they also say that like I'm a Virgo sun and a Virgo rising. So I was like, I can never trust CoStar again. Making me a Libra rising.
See, I don't ever want to give up my Gemini rising.
Then don't give up your Gemini rising.
I'll wear it till the day I die.
Well, see, it's not something I be a matter, but like, no, thank you. It's okay though. The Holy Queen has arrived. My children are like mildly into it in as much as they know that they are a Libra, Gemini, and a Sagittarius, and they like getting cups and stuff that say so.
Yeah.
It's
like, one of those things where I very much find it very interesting. I don't think of it. I don't think about it on a daily basis or weekly basis.
You enjoy having a conversation and being told about it, but you do not wish to pursue this knowledge in your own
Correct.
time. I get you.
Yeah. Same way I feel about ghosts.
That's also fair. So I have a funny like Christmas / Yule story. Mm-hmm. When Chris and I were out shopping for something, I was talking to him about presents and how my mom and sister had asked me for some ideas for him. And I was like, because my mom had been like, you're like talking about me. She's like, you're super easy to shop for. And Chris was like, but are you? And I was like, well, yeah, especially for my mother, because like she knows me. And then I was like, yeah, so like she and my sister would be in this store and they'd just look at things. They'd be like, oh, well, Sam would like that. And it's funny because like we were in a store called Five Below where things are $5. And I had picked this up for myself. Ooh. It's just a little $5 astrology board game. I was like, oh, I can play with this with like friends, like take it to the writer retreat or something. And then at Christmas, or like, so this was specifically the example that I gave my husband, right? Mm-hmm. And at Christmas, I opened my present from my sister. What's this? And I laughed and I was like, Tammy, I literally just bought this for myself. And she's like, well, that's not my problem. And then like a couple days later, she called me back and she's like, hey, you know I was like kidding, right? And I'm going to get you something else. And I was like, it's fine. That's what happens when you grow up with an Aries. They just such attitude and shit talking. And then later they're like, okay, but like for real. So now I also have some Zodiac bath bombs to use.
Ooh, that's fun. No, I'm very easy to shop for because whether it be a birthday or Christmas or whatever, I will just always give an extensive organized list of things that I want. Because some people are always like, oh, I don't know, what do I want? And I'm just like, I want everything, actually. And here it is itemized.
Tina's got to get back into reading up on it so I can read astrology charts again. Yes. Aries are great. We now have an Amazon list for the kids for the rest of the family. And then my mom will be like, but if you want something special from Nana, you tell Nana. And they pretty much know if they give Nana a specific thing, that's what they're getting from Nana because they asked for it specifically from her.
This was the first year I was able to ask my nephew what he wanted for Christmas, and he could like actually give me an answer, and I could go buy it for him.
See, for me, my husband sometimes finds me hard to shop for because he wants to get me things that I actively want. But there aren't really things I actively want. See, like this is, I usually don't want anything. However, like if people give me things that I like, I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. I totally want this. But it's very much a like. He's also really like my dad in that like my father has made it 1,000 times harder to shop for my mother because if my mother says she wants something, my father will just go buy it for her. It doesn't holiday, birthday, doesn't matter. He's just gonna buy it for her. So it's like like we will ask my mother, what do you want for your birthday? And then my dad will hear it and he'll just go buy it for her. And then we're like, what the fuck? So for me, I have secured. There's this board game, this like cardboard game. It's called Villains. It's like Disney Villains.
I've seen that at Target.
Yeah. And so like I got it for my mom. And then now they come out with a new one every year. And I'm like, that's my birthday present to her. That's me. And I'm like, Dad's not allowed to buy it. No one else is allowed to buy it. I have secured it. It will never be a surprise, but that doesn't matter.
That's kind of like my sister-in-law. Me and her both really like, because maybe this is a me thing. Let me know if anyone else feels like this. When I am buying a gift for someone, and the same when someone is buying a gift for me, I think the best gift is like a shared interest and like something that you can enjoy together. And
depends on the person.
Yeah. So like
whether
that's
or not
always
I want to share interest with them.
Fair. But yeah, that's something I almost always look for if I'm buying a gift for someone is I'm like, okay, well, what's something that I like that they also like? And like,
oh, you mean, okay. For some reason, I took that to mean something that we can actively do together. And I'm like
sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like something that's like, I don't know, like almost like a bonding of like our interests. We have this in common, so it makes it a good gift. That's how I feel about it. Anyway, my sister-in-law and myself both are bourbon fans, and so every birthday, Christmas, she's like the easiest person for me to shop for because I just buy her a nice bottle of bourbon that we can then enjoy together.
Aw, I like that. Yeah, my sister and I we both have liked Sailor Moon since we were kids, so I will specifically look for Sailor Moon stuff for each other. And but yeah, no, I get that. That's especially good to for me. That's especially good to do with my younger relatives too, because we don't get to see each other often. But it's like, oh yeah, this is thing that we both like. And then especially for kids, they get excited because they're like, oh, you like it too? And you know stuff about this. Like Bluey, I've been given orders to binge Bluey because my nieces like Bluey. And I've been buying them Bluey books now that I know this. Because they like Bluey and they like books. And our local Books A Million has Bluey book displays. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it sucks when you get a gift from someone and they're kind of like, I don't really know what this is, but you really like it, so here. I'm always just like, no, I want something from you that you also know about and enjoy.
I will say for that, I think that for me that's just that's a different kind of sweet because that's pretty much my grandma.
That's fair.
My grandma's gotten me Legend of Zelda stuff since I was a kid, and so she didn't know anything about the Legend of Zelda. She used to go to GameStop and she'd be like, the elf in the green dress.
Oh.
Thankfully, the GameStop employees knew what she was talking about. She knows his name is Link now, though, and she's very proud of this fact. Yeah. So, but Spider-Man stuff, that's my grandmother loves Spider-Man. The only superhero she knows anything about is Spider-Man. So we'll do that.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with like gifting something that like you don't know anything about.
Yeah,
But
I know.
I
You just
personally
don't prefer it.
Yeah,
I get it.
skew more towards let's find common interests.
Well, RP said my Christmas/birthday list is always just gift cards, sometimes some D&D books, and a couple of odd things here and there, but it's generally just gift cards. I'm gonna buy Matt for your birthday, get you like a Raven boy.
Yeah.
Like a raven.
Yeah, like that'd be
to
awesome.
stare at you to read the Raven King.
Oh, did I tell you I have a like plan now? What I've started doing and killing 2 birds, ravens specifically, with 1 stone. And it's that one I'm trying to do more cardio. And so what I'll do is I will put on the Raven Boys while I do my cardio. So it's like a scheduled thing of like I get reading in and I get cardio in.
Okay, well tell me when you're about 3/4 of the way through and I'll read the book and finish before you.
I got to a big twist, and now that I know now that I know you're farther than me, I can tell you about it and be like, "Oh my god!"
I gotta see where I am. Hold on. Wait, let's talk to chat, and then I'll double check where I am.
This was chapter like 21 or 22 or something, so you gotta be.
Oh, you may be farther than me.
Oh.
No, I said get to 3/4 of the book, and then I'll start the book over and finish before you. I was shading you.
Okay. I get it now.
I like give me gift cards so I can choose what the hell I want from a specific place. My family does that for any holiday except Christmas for some reason. At Christmas, gift cards are taboo. Or you have to ask for something small with you. So like a pack of chocolates and a gift card.
And see, like
oh my god, my nephew took after my heart. For Christmas, he specifically asked for 3 bags of chocolate. Aww. And I was like, Aunt Sam's got you, boo! And I bought him some Ghirardelli. I was like, yeah. And my husband just looks at me. He's like, chocolate. I'm like, the baby asked for chocolate. You get chocolate. Hold on, let's catch up on chat real quick. Like I have just started thinking of things I want, but am too cheap / it's not urgent enough for me to buy myself. Mm-hmm. That's a good thing too. Strategy. My sister made a PowerPoint presentation last year in order of least to most expensive. I love that. Matt, that's brilliant. Bourbon buddies, that's lovely. Also, this past Christmas, 2 lovely friends got me a bag for my knitting and a mug warmer, and I am currently enjoying them as I type this. Tina, I legit was just like, oh, that's really nice of your friend to get you a knitting bag. That was me. I was the friend that got her the knitting bag. RP, my sister is Aquarius, and she says the same. Gift cards are the only acceptable gift for her. So this last year is perfect example of why I prefer gift card. Oh, what happened, RP? Give us the tea. Look, Tina, it's been a day. You can ask Matt. It's been a day. I'm working on getting a pickup truck. I'll need to put about $1,000 into it to make it run correctly. That's fair.
Yeah, like, so my brother's like that too. He's like, hey, just give me money or give me gift cards so I can pick what I want. And I am so the opposite of that, where I'm like, I never want money or gift card. I'm always just like, nope, I want a thing. I want.
You want to hold it.
I want to hold it. Because I'm just like, if you give me money, I'm going to end up just buying groceries with it.
See, for me, I'm like, look, you can, like, if you buy me something and you don't know that I'm going to like it, just buy me chocolate. Mm-hmm. There's no risk. This year, my sister, instead of giving me a bag of chocolates like my mom normally does, my sister helped her create it was a bag of hot cocoa. So there's like these hot cocoa tins with like special cocos, like caramel cocoa, and the one with marshmallows. There's a tin of Starbucks cocoa. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy that one or not, but the tin is cute. So regardless of whether my son tried the cocoa, because like the day that we went out in the snow with CB, we came inside and we all made a cup of cocoa. And my son was like, oh, I want to try the Starbucks cocoa because it was in this like big green tin. And he did not like it. He poured it out to make us. I'm like, baby, you don't have to drink it. Just go dump it out. Make yourself a fresh cup of cocoa. He was just like, Mom, that was not good. I'm like, I'm sorry. We got peppermint. He's like, peppermint. Oh, wait. There we go. I would much rather have gotten money or CIGT cards so I didn't have to spend my own money instead of a random gift. For my husband, I got him a coaster that depicts a cat throwing all this excessive litter on the floor, and it says, because fuck you, that's why. My dad always gives money, and the money has risen every year with inflation, and this year the card has a roast in it as well. My aunt, she's switched to, instead of getting the kids like a present, she'll get them a little piñata, like a personal size piñata, and she stuffs it with money for like $1 for their age, right? So like my oldest got $12 in there, and then in addition to that, she gives them a card with $40 in it. Aww. And she was like, she started doing that for their birthday because she's like, I know that like the kids are getting older and they want stuff like video games or points for their games, or like she's like, they like ebooks and stuff, and she's like, so this just, they get to have whatever they want for their birthday, and she gets to watch them try to break open a piñata.
Yeah, that's fun.
This year she told my oldest, she was like, okay, if you can figure out how to get all of the money out without breaking the piñata, you get an extra $10. I was like, where the fuck was this system when I was a child? Like, I get it out of that donkey piñata. Come here, Bruno. You're about to have a butthole cut into you. She didn't say we couldn't cut a hole in it, just that we can't break it. Like, if I'm going to use a gift card for groceries, I am more than happy to send someone a text and tell them thank you for buying my groceries this week.
Very fair.
That's fair. That's money I did not have to spend. To be fair, I gave my husband other gifts, but that one was my favorite. I mean, that's fair. That was a cute one. Like, the total value of my gifts could just as easily have been money for my truck to cover my tuition at school, or to cover my tuition at school, part of it. I was about to say, RP, if you're getting enough money during Christmas to pay for your college tuition, I would like to be closer friends than we currently are. I am not looking for a new sugar parent to pay for my StreamYard. Our Matt's dying over there. My shamelessness.
That's funny.
Something about the way you just stopped laughing. I went, that's funny, guys. Hello and welcome. We're about to do our final sprint of the night. Like how we went from laughing and to just no energy left.
It all went in the laugh.
All right, Matt, would you like to count us down?
Sure. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're back. So, let me tell you, I started, first of all, I fucked myself up because I accidentally clicked web view on my document, and I was like, this is not what I want, and I couldn't figure out how to undo it. Then I was like, okay, we're just going to write like this. And then I wrote a paragraph, and then I was like, no, we can't write like this. I figured out, because I'm a smart cookie. I was like, okay, let's go to the view tab, because that's probably what's going to fix this.
Yeah.
And then there were, in fact, options. I don't know why I couldn't find this down in the bot. Probably because my cat was laying there. Baldur's here. And like, because I found the outline layout, the reading view, and the web view, but I could not find print layout. So I was sitting here like, how do I make my document go back? What did I do? But then I got it back, right? And then I'm like, okay, cool. We wrote a paragraph. Let's see what the next scene is. And then I'm like, oh, I'm almost at the end of the chapter. And this chapter is only 8 pages. For reference, chapter 5 is like 22 pages.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, why is this chapter so short? And then some anxious part of my brain was just like, this isn't going to be the novel length. It's not even going to, this is going to be a glorified short story. And I'm like, brain, why the fuck are you doing this? But you know what? I am a problem solver. So I was like, okay, brain, you want to be anxious to not let me write my story? We're going to go make a chart. So I'm making a chart.
Nice.
Where I will put like current word counts, and then I'm going to make a little section that's like the goal, how many words like total that I have so far, and like how many left to go. Now, personally, if this does only end up being a novella, fine, whatever. I don't care. I'll debut with a novella. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to make it longer just for the fucking sake of making it longer.
Right.
But sometimes your brain decides to go on things, and it's just like, you know what?
Brains be like that.
We're going to do this thing. And then I started doing the thing, and my brain was like, oh, okay, this is fine. It's especially stupid, right? Because my word count, so for example, when I like first wrote chapter 1, it had like 2,000 something words, and then I went through and I did revisions, and I added a bunch of like scene details and stuff, and critique partners are like, Sam, you should maybe describe the setting more. And I'm like, setting? What?
That's so real.
No, you're right. Well, part of the issue with the opening scene of chapter 1, which I thought I had fixed, and I have fixed a lot of it. It is better, but I can improve upon it definitely. But it was from Moxie's point of view in my head. And it was always from, so that's been, I think, my biggest struggle of adding in Rochelle's perspective is changing that specific scene to Rochelle's perspective. And so I'm like, Rochelle notices nothing. There's nothing here because in my head, it's still from Moxie's perspective. Yeah. But before I have anybody that's like, why don't you just, no, it suits the story better from Rochelle's perspective. My brain will get over it. I also enjoy it from Rochelle's perspective. It's just I want to write Moxie smelling the dirt and the crowd's adrenaline, and I'm like, I can't. The smell of sweat and blood interrupted by a floral thing, I can't do it. It's just, it can't be written that way. So, as a bonus thing for pre-orders, I might be like, get chapter 1 from Moxie's point of view. That's only fun. For pre-orders.
Yeah.
And it's really just to satisfy myself. It's
right.
Not even for the readers.
Yeah. So a little behind the scenes. During sprints, I will often listen to music, both because I like to listen to music while I write, and also because it helps me keep track of how much time is left in the sprint.
I do that too.
Yeah. And
it's
so,
like, okay, 4 songs left.
Right. But what happens sometimes, such as this last sprint, is
with the song.
No, almost the opposite. Because what I'll do once I feel like I'm like, all right, it's probably been about like 15 minutes. Let me check the timer and like, get it. Let me check back in, whatever. Well, I checked back in, and I had 1.5 minutes left, and I was just like, well, that's not enough time to start a new song. Because I try to have it to where like the song ends and there's like 10 minutes left of the sprint, or not 10 minutes, 10 seconds like left of the sprint, and I can be like, okay, let me just put my headphones back on and be ready for the sprint to end. There was like 1.5 minutes left, so I couldn't play a new song, so I just didn't play any music. And I'm like, I'm just gonna write for like a minute. Well, in that minute, completely forgot what was going on. And then I just hear, and we're back. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, right. I am on camera. Hello.
Okay. So I just did the word counts. Like while you were explaining, I went ahead and got the last word counts for chapter 4 and 5. And for shits and giggles, I'm going to put just the current word count for chapter 6 in there. 1826. That's a 2. There we go. Okay, so my word count lengths for 1, 2, and 3 are 31, 35, 4603, 4057, right? And that's like after 2 Sam revisions and then Fox critique. So it's in the alpha revision stage is how I label it. And then chapter 4 is 2536. And I'm like, that makes sense because that's, it's been Sam revised once, and there's definitely a couple notes in there. This is round 2 Sam's problem. Draft Sam is a bitch to round 1 Sam, and then round 1 Sam fixes some things and then goes, this is round 2 Sam's problem. And then round 2 Sam goes, I have to fix everything before Fox gets a hold of it. I can't just leave this for future Sam. What do you mean there's still things unnamed? I'm so lazy when it comes to naming things. I gave one of my critique partners, because I'm saving them because I plan to do a special thing for the anniversary of the novel. So I have each version of all of my revisions, and I sent them to one of my critique partners recently because they finished the first 3 chapters, and I'm like, if you want to see the early stages, I'll send them to you. And they were like, oh, if you're comfortable and okay with that. I'm like, bitch, I'm an overshare. I send them every file. I'm like, if you want to read it, I will give it. I like showing off my progress. And then they responded back with me with, you should have left their names, guy 1 and guy 2. I'm like, who? Oh, right. Them.
I have
chapter 5, Matt, is and chat is 6301. Chapter 5 is a bulky boy. And then chapter 6 is 1826 right now with only 1 scene to go. And I'm just like, why is you so smart? We're not feeding you well enough. That's why I literally went from my longest chapter to this baby. And I'm like, you're so small. You need your veggies.
Eat. Come on.
The protein. Eat your protein. Hold on. Oh, shit, Matt. We're at 3 hour well. It's got 94 words. Bella started researching animals for my shifter story. I think I want the animals they can shift into be apex predators or predators in general, but I'm still figuring that out. So just as a tip, the only real difference between a predator, like a regular predator, and an apex predator is just an apex predator is at the top of their food chain. So that's still something to be said. They're literally evolved to be the best killing machine in their thing. And my brain. So I guess for me it would depend on thematically what you're going for. Is if these researchers literally wanted the top of the line killers, or if just they wanted just predators in general. My brain died. I knew what I wanted to say. I hope I'm conveying enough of what I want. But also, you can totally hit my DMs up about apex predators and predators. I did so much research last year. But for example, kangaroos, herbivores, terrifying. terrifying.
Kangaroos are high on my list of animals I want to fight. Yeah, I have a list of animals I want to fight.
No, that's fine. Matt, you can.
I knew you'd understand. I knew you'd understand.
You really need to get much more swole.
Oh, I know.
I know. Though, my friend. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a goal, not a like. Yeah.
Not a. You could take them on a. You wish to one day.
I mean, I do have a strategy if it were to come up.
Just don't go near the water.
No, I know.
They will drown.
I know. Yeah.
With no remorse. No, what I was gonna say is DM me if you still want to critique, and I can send you, because there's a kangaroo shifter in my second chapter. Got 8 pages edited. That's for woo. Got around 300 words. Also, if you just want to read them, Matt, I will send them to you, as long as you know that you will then be obligated to read the better versions later. Like, you can't just read these versions and then when the book comes out later, be like, oh yeah, no, I read it. No, you didn't.
No, you did not.
Yeah. Yes, good job, everyone. I agree. To the 97 words, the 300 words, and the 8 pages. Music keeps track of time for me. Keeps me inspired. I agree. When it comes to me naming things in my whip, I need to create a language so I can actually name them. That's fair too. Chapter 1 of Hellbook is on its 7th draft. I know, but I'm proud. Wait, which one did you send me? I'm blanking on which one you sent me. But I'm proud that you sent me a chapter 1. And I will get to my critiquing sometime this week. Bro, kangaroos are bad. They are bad. Do not fight the kangaroos. It will not go well for you. Not current Matt, but Matt's hoping for future Matt.
Well, and here's the thing. I'll start this with a caveat and saying that logically,
you gotta wear armor too.
Logically, I know I'd lose to a kangaroo. I know that. But the non-logical part of me says this. I know a lot about kangaroos. Kangaroos don't know shit about me. So I can go into that fight knowing they're going to try to do some kicking bullshit, and I'm going to go under it and lift them up.
No, they box.
They also box, but regardless...
They box more than they kick.
But either way, I know I got to go low. I'm going to go low, get under them, lift them up, and because they don't weigh that much.
They have a 5th limb.
Yeah, I got a tail to worry about, but I'm ready. Like I would lose, but also I'm ready. And
just do me a favor, wear armor.
Yeah, I mean, if I had armor, like a little bit, I mean, maybe.
Bella said, I'm thinking more like the energy of the predators is stronger, which means it can handle the magical shifting process. That's fair, I suppose.
No. That kangaroo
so it is.
Don't know nothing about me.
There's that Mimi. Don't hit me up. No, I harassed her more, so it's mine, Calico. Who the fuck is back here? Oh, my cat is laying on my keyboard. I was clicking my thing. Also, random thing I learned last week. Supposedly, tigers can mimic the sound of prey to lure their prey into... I'm not surprised, those motherfuckers. Suddenly, I realized why it makes logical sense for there to be a kangaroo boxer in second. Yeah, like people think that they're like large kickers or that they're like kickboxers or something. But no, through my research, I discovered they mainly just use their legs for jumping. Yeah, when it comes to fighting, they're just fucking, they'll fucking take you out. They don't give a shit. Matt, you're going to go low right into those.
I'm ready for it.
That screams at you gotta harass her, Calico. That's what I'm saying.
If I can just get underneath and like get low man wins, pick him up, and now I can slam him on the ground. Now he's on his back. He doesn't know what to do.
I have an important question for you.
Yes.
Do you consider yourself a mama's boy to any extent?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think you or a kangaroo are a bigger mama's boy? Because that was the other thing that I discovered about kangaroos is like the females are almost always pregnant or with a joey. Therefore, kangaroos are like super mama's boys.
Yeah.
Like I've now written it into my culture in my novel.
No.
You will know nothing else about the kangaroo culture, but you will know that they are mama's boys. So you are the kangaroo. Who?
I mean, well, I don't know. How in depth are kangaroo emotions? You know,
Pretty in depth.
sure, but to the extent of a human, I don't know. And also, for the record, because I see people talking about kangaroos being really big, I'm talking average kangaroo, not some jacked, roided out kangaroo.
Hold on.
Average kangaroo, which, if I'm not mistaken,
what if
they're-
the average kangaroo is roided out?
because if I'm not mistaken, the average kangaroo weight range is like 80 to 200 pounds. But I'm gonna Google this just to be
bigger
sure.
than me.
Yeah, it's like person size, and I can pick up a person.
They're 5'10" and can weigh 198 on average.
Yeah, males weighing up to 180 pounds. I can pick up 180 pounds,
Okay,
and I'm taller than them. I got the reach.
I was about to say, to be fair, you probably are bigger than the average kangaroo because you are 6 foot.
Yeah,
I'm smaller than the average kangaroo.
Yeah, well, I got a reach advantage. I got a weight advantage.
Foot on me.
Let's go. I got all the boxing advantages there. I got this advantage on them.
I will say the average kangaroo is, however, jacked. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Kangaroos are the world's largest marsupial, blah, 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 between 40 and 200 pounds.
Bella, you've been here long enough. You know when me and Matt get on a topic, we're going in depth.
Even the biggest kangaroos, the roided out Dwayne Johnson kangaroos, are 200 pounds. That's barely bigger than me.
Of pure muscle, my guy.
Yeah, well, okay.
Kangaroos are heavier than you think. Some of them can get big depending on the species. We're doing the research.
Yeah, no, I am gonna go look.
Clicked on this chart and this one like suggested image where it's just
see, I bring up this topic with as many people as possible because I know I'm wrong, but I love to argue.
See, this is the thing. I think they are. Like, but not mom to baby, son to mom.
Yeah, I am.
So messed.
Look, all right.
To be fair, I didn't say who would fight to protect their mom. I just wanted to know if Matt considered himself as big a mama's boy as a kangaroo, and apparently he took that personal.
You know what? I do consider myself a bigger mama's boy than kangaroos, because what the hell are these little child kangaroos doing for their moms? Probably nothing. They're just a bunch of moochers. They're just freeloaders.
Protecting the territory.
I do.
I'm trying to think of what animal I would fight. It depends on the species. Some kangaroos are smaller, some are bigger. Yeah, I know. I looked up like the average of them.
Yeah, and I can take an average kangaroo because that's the other thing. I'm taller than them. Oh, Matt, you can't go low. You're taller than them. Wrong, because the kangaroo doesn't even comprehend going low. He doesn't know how weight works.
Now, there are kangaroos that can be up to 8 feet tall, but they're not the average.
Well, that's
kangaroo.
a mutant.
No, it's not a mutant. It's just not the average. There's a zoo near where I used to live called Whipsnade Zoo, and like 20 years ago now, the wallabies escaped and they never managed to gather them, so now there's just wild wallabies.
According to Wikipedia, the largest confirmed kangaroo was 6'11", 201 pounds. Yeah, I'm losing to that guy. He 10 times out of 10, he's taken that dub. Absolutely.
RP is a very good point.
No, exactly. No, okay, because they're not going to think I'm going to go low. They won't see it coming.
The average says, I don't know, that's pretty close. A small gray kangaroo scared the crap out of me when I went on a deployment to Australia. A buddy and I were on watch at like midnight, and one of them hopped over the hilltop. I don't know. Oh yeah, those fuckers can jump like us. We have wild peacocks and macaws because of a hurricane that destroyed an aquarium, and they're everywhere now. Is that why peacocks just roam Florida? When we lived in Florida and I saw a peacock, I was like, I would not have associated wild peacocks with the swamplands of Florida. But here we are. Matt, it is much harder than you think it is.
I'm doing it. Get your legs in the equation, and that's why I'm going low.
Yes, that is why peacocks. One of the great mysteries for me has been solved this day. I like how I am flirting secretly.
You're sitting there like
Floridian
peacock.
peacock.
And
And you're over here like, I'm gonna take the kangaroo.
I'm like, I have a plan.
Look, they have kangaroos and wallabies at our local zoo and another local-ish zoo near us, and you could just, it's in the petting zoo, you can just go walk among them. And let me tell you, I'm like, oh, my children, I'm like, don't you get too close to them without me. Don't you go off the trail.
All my desire to beat one in a
the
fight
head,
aside,
not the belly.
I do love kangaroos. I do think they're a very fun animal.
Oh, apparently the raccoons in my city are the smallest in the world. Our garbage cans have crazy Swiss locks on them, and they still get in. Although my apartment just has a squirrel that only steals avocados out of the trash. My sister absolutely hates squirrels now because the squirrel, granted, not our local squirrels, kind of, like the local squirrels in our parks and stuff are fine, mostly keep to themselves. But the squirrels at our local college campus are such assholes. They will steal from the students and throw acorns at them and just generally terrorize them.
I love college campus squirrels.
Therefore, now my sister hates squirrels.
Built so different.
College squirrels, I imagine, are just like the teenagers who grew up in, like when you've got like the local teenagers who grow up in an area to deal with a thing versus teenagers that like visits.
No, you'll see like college campus squirrels just like chain smoking and like having like cans of spray paint. Like they're a different breed.
We've been here since the 80s, 1880s.
They've got little leather jackets.
Oh, the smartest raccoons, not the smallest.
Oh.
That's me. It's going to throw an acorn at me. I've never had to deal with the college campus squirrels.
I love college campus
we're
squirrels.
We're on fine things. All right, we're going to close out the stream, but before we close out the stream, I would like to share some more kangaroo facts for Matt.
Yes.
Because I found a thing that's just like interesting kangaroo facts, and I want to see.
In 10 years, you're going to do the same Google search, and you're going to see as one of the facts, local author Matt Hollon beat one in a fist fight. Weird thing he arranged, but he was really into it.
In Florida, you can arrange to wrestle a gator for your bachelor party.
Well, I got to get married.
Reason and that reason only.
Yeah, I just find some woman, I'm like, hey, do you want a sham marriage? I gotta wrestle a gator.
It's like, do you want to get married for tax purposes so I can go wrestle a gator? For what? Kangaroos can't sweat when they're hot. Instead, they lick their chest and the insides of their forearms till their skin is soggy.
That idiot's gonna get overheated. I gotta play the long game. He can't regulate his body temperature.
This isn't like an actual list of facts. It's just here's a like thing and then long paragraphs about it. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. So disappointing. Tina volunteers.
All right, let's get married.
And
I gotta
then,
wrestle a gator.
then you two can have dual citizenship.
Oh, that's
You can
convenient.
become Canadian. She can become
Yeah,
USA.
I can go on a syrup run. Canada has syrup, right? That's one of their.
Yes. They're
Okay, cool.
quite
Yeah.
known for their maple
I was gonna
syrup.
say, I'm like, am I imagining that?
No, they've got a maple leaf on their flag.
Yeah, kind of famously maple oriented.
Did you know, Matt, that it takes 5 people at least to wrestle an adult gator? I don't
got
know if
friends.
they're adults, because like there are these things set up where you 1v1 a gator, and I think Chris said that they're like the mouths are tied. So it's not a fair wrestling match for the gator, I'm sure. And he wanted to do this like when we were in our early 20s. I
Here.
no longer know if he still wants to wrestle
Here,
it.
fight this MMA fighter. He's handcuffed.
Pretty much. What you're actually going to see in 10 years, this local author gets ass beaten by marsupial, and then there's also a picture with RP in the background, just like this
And then
disappointed dad face.
subheading, don't worry, ... he'll be back. Currently looking for smaller kangaroo.
For reference, animal activists don't come after me. I do not condone nor encourage the actual fighting or wrestling of wild animals for the animals' health or the humans doing things. Why am I not surprised Florida has a law that says you can wrestle again? I don't know if there's a law. I just know there's a place.
Fun fact about me, in a job interview, I once asked the person interviewing me
where this is going.
how they would go about wrestling an alligator.
Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah, and they were on the same page as me. So I'm like, I got the job too.
Mimi would like you to wrestle the anaconda that haunts Lake Okeechobee in Florida.
I don't love my chances there. But
How do you stand on jaguars, Matt?
not good. Not good.
Not good. Okay.
Not good. No, that's another one of those. Yeah, 0 out of 10 times do I win that fight.
I have come to discover they are like one of the top apex predators. Like apex predators are already at the top, but they can take on a lot of other apex predators.
There's
And like
also-
when I was looking it up, because when I was trying to decide the kinds of things that Moxia would be fighting, because I wanted things that like I was on the fence about how to pick and choose, but I'm like, in the end, if a jaguar would actually stand no chance against this other animal, they're shifters, so they're also part human. They're not like strictly animal. So I'm still just do what I want, but I want to know like the realistic chances. And I was like, my God, they could take on so many. It wasn't just a could they, it's there have been records of them. And I'm like, oh, because I'm like, can jaguars fight grizzly bears? And it's like, there have been cases seen of a jaguar fighting her, and I'm like,
What?
and winning?
No. There's not an animal on this planet I've not thought about fighting at least once.
You know what, Tina? This will be the last thing I try to figure out, because I didn't have any moose shifters.
A moose is downright Lovecraftian in its
I
sheer
know,
size
this is
and
why I need to know. Well, see, here's
insanity.
the thing. Jaguars have developed a jaw muscle and a form of biting that can straight up go through a caiman alligator or just like another alligator's thick leather thing straight to the skull. So they just disconnect the spine.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't really matter how you're built after that if your spine isn't spining.
Yeah, if the spine's not
Would a
spining,
jaguar
you're kind of out.
Be able to beat a moose.
I thought Tina was asking if I could beat a moose, and I'm just like,
Could you beat a moose, Matt? Maybe she might actually.
I don't think 1,000 of me could beat a moose.
Okay.
I think the only way 1,000 of me beats a moose is if the moose dies of exhaustion. Or if the 1,000 of me were able to merge into some weird, like, hive body thing, but I can't do that.
So from what I'm seeing, there are no, because I'm not finding any like reputable scientific sources. So there's no evidence of a jaguar going up against a moose. But from what I'm seeing on some of these other, like very quick Google skimming, a jaguar has a chance against a moose, and there's disagreements on who would come out on top, especially if the jaguar were to ambush the moose.
Yeah. I mean, if the jaguar can get that first bite in before the moose can react, I mean, the jaguar got a one-shot move. Like,
See,
I mean,
like,
if it
also
hits, it's
one of the other reasons that jaguars are like is because they just don't give up. They just don't stop. They just keep going. Like, even after the other animal's like, I bet I'm done. They're like, no, motherfucker, you're done when I say we're done.
That's what the kangaroo doesn't know about me.
But from what I know, mooses are the same way. So that's not really an advantage for the jaguar, because the moose is also going to. So, jaguars bite through caiman skulls to kill them. So I'm not surprised there. Yeah, this is one of those things I learned. I once watched a video of a black widow fighting a brown recluse. The brown recluse won, but lost 3 legs. I'm not surprised because the brown recluse's venom is necrotic, so. But the black widow is tenacious.
Casual Geographic is awesome. I love that guy.
I have to look.
I follow him on TikTok, is where I see a lot of his stuff.
Oh, I really need to see. Oh, yeah, we need to go too. We were supposed to end like 22 minutes ago. I go get it, and apparently not unless it's mating season. Oh, so if mooses are not aggressive, oh no, their chances.
Just
Jaguars take on bears and anacondas. Okay, they don't actually take on anacondas often, for clarity, but
they could.
All right, so since we're already like 22 minutes over, I'll just do a very quick outro. This is Matt Hollon. He's got a short story in the Rebel Author Diaries. Check out his links down below. He makes entertaining TikToks and tweets on X. And when he remembers that Blue Sky is a thing, he'll start posting there too. And I am writing Mom's Death on Acid. I do lots of live streams, especially like this one with animal facts, food facts, and all of the things. So join us on Mondays. Wednesdays are a like very strict work-oriented stream. So join me then.
Like this.
For that. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, very work-oriented.
I'll catch you later. Bye.
I'll beat up a kangaroo.